definitely play Hallelujah today. Let me think about the best way to teach that to you. It's really just a fairly simple chord progression. So in your left hand, what we could do is talk about what chords you're going to need to play. And then the magic happens when you actually start to do some interesting things with the chords, not just to play them as chords, but break them up in a certain way and connect them in a certain way. I'll show you what it's going to sound like, and then I'll talk you through it. So, it's kind of like a lullaby, isn't it? It's very relaxing. You could probably just play this all night and feel so relaxed. So, it's interesting because it looks fairly complicated, right? At least it looks a little more complicated than just playing a chord. But actually, it's quite simple if you see things a certain way. So, I'll show you what I mean. The first chord we're going to use is just a regular C major chord. All of the chords in this song are from the C major scale, so we're only going to be using white keys. Well, I guess not all of the chords, but all the ones we're going to use first today. So let's take a look at that C major chord. You have a C and an E and a G. And if you look at the shape of the chord, you don't really even have to think about what the names of the notes are. You can think of it as play one key, skip a key, play the next key, skip a key, and play the final key. It's that easy. What you're going to do chord-wise is you're going to start on C, and then you're going to move the whole shape 2 keys to the left. So you're going to end here, which is our second chord, an A minor chord. And then you'll go back to the right 2 keys, back to a C chord, and back to an A minor chord. We're going to start just with this easy introduction. It's really only those 2 chords. Now, when I played it before, there was a lot more going on. But if you listen, we're really just going back and forth between C and A minor. The magic trick is that connecting note from chord to chord, so we'll talk about all of that. I want you to notice the shape that my hand is in right now. So, the first, second, and third keys are just part of that C major chord. Not even part of the C major chord. They actually are the C major chord. But what we're doing is we're adding another C on top. So you're going to rearrange your fingers so that you can reach a C on the bottom with your pinky, a C on the top with your thumb, and the other 2 notes, the E and the G, with whatever fingers feel comfortable to you. I sometimes use 3 and 2, and sometimes I use 4 and 2. You can experiment to see what works best. The reason we're adding this extra note on top is fairly simple. The pattern that makes the song so beautiful is a 6-note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you only are playing the notes of a root position C chord, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the easy way to add that sixth note is to stretch and extend the chord out. That way when you go up, you have enough notes to come back down and count to 6. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you don't even have to worry about counting at first. Just go from the bottom of the C chord up to the top of the C chord and back down. When you put the pedal down, it helps keep that nice smooth legato sound. Now don't cheat and just do it with the pedal. You want to think about connecting your fingers as well. It's kind of like a seesaw. When one finger goes down, the other finger goes up at the same time, and that's what's going to create a nice finger legato. Once you're comfortable with the notes of a C chord, we're going to take that same shape, chord on the bottom, duplicating the bottom note on top, and we're going to move that 2 keys down to the A minor chord position. So once you've found your notes, A, C, E, thumb stretches up to another A. Let's play back and forth between the bottom and the top. So start on A, go up to the top, then back down through the keys. One at a time. Now remember, this may feel a little bit complex at first to get the hang of it, but once your muscle memory kicks in, if you do it enough, it's like riding a bike. So the next thing we're going to do is practice going back and forth between C and A without stopping. Don't worry about that connecting note just yet, the B that we talked about. We'll get there. So let's play C, up and down, and again. Then let's switch to the A minor chord, up and down, and again. Go back to C. What you want to be getting used to is the visual of where you need to be in each chord position. Now, one of the easy ways you can do it is to watch your 5th finger and line it up with the note you need next. So watch your 5th finger go from A here up to C, down to A, up to C. Now what you might be saying is, I don't know how to get there fluidly. I keep running into something at the end that sounds a little clunky. Here's where the all-important B comes in. When you do the 6-note pattern that we talked about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to replace the 6th note with B. So instead of playing an E, you're going to replace that note with a B. Listen to how that sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry about moving down to the A minor chord yet. Let's practice getting the C chord with the B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a little bit of a stretch, so again, practice that until you feel completely comfortable with it. The next chord works the same way. You're going to take the A minor chord and you're going to replace the 6th note, which is C if you're just going from the bottom to the top and back. You're going to replace that sixth note with a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Watch that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's interesting here is that you're actually playing a note within the shape. In the C chord, when you played B, you had to stretch out of that position and move down. But when you're in the A chord position, you're playing within that chord. One of the easiest ways to get there is to just move your fifth finger from A up to B. Here's what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll end on your fifth finger, your pinky finger, on B. The beautiful thing is, once you can play each of those patterns, you just string them right together. So it's a connecting note, but it's also part of the pattern. And remember, it's a 6 count every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C major, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's really all there is to it. That's the introduction. You just play one chord to the next and really just enjoy the feel of it all and the sound of it all. Once you get comfortable with this, we'll work through the next part and the other chords. But for now, just enjoy the simplicity and that's it.